Yeah, alright, my flow sinister.
It's week 5 of the 2023 season. And up next is Jamel Dean.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it. We go from Denver. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
Here's Wilson to throw right away. Open, and right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you, that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So now here are the Bears with excellent field position to start off. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll give up the middle to Johnson. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 116 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
Here's Johnson again on 2nd down. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. This defense for the Broncos, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve.
Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. And the Broncos are going to have it here as they start at their own 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So on 4th down, here's the Australian native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. On third down, Johnson. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And that play was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 12-yard line. Wilson. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. They go to Johnson again. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Aaron Browning, the one who brought him down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. The Bears at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Up the middle, Johnson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be. What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears are in for 6. Santos with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was polished off by a Tariq Cohen touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson, and that is incomplete. A lot lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Wilson. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
On first down, Wilson. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not seeing it happen.
Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. To throw is Wilson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. The second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Kyle Pitts, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A huge play there for Chicago. 46 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Kyle Pitts, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are in for 6. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Broncos about set to go on offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Wilson to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Wilson's throw taken in here by Patrick. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Wilson finds Dulcich out left side. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And as he's up past the 35-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Play fake, now Fields to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Here's Fields. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 18. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll power his way up near the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Taken from just outside the 30. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Fields. Out to the flat here for Johnson. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. To throw is Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure. And it's a loss of 6.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first run of this game.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this one dropped in the end zone. And it looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Fields. He's got a man, complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now it's Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Kyle Pitts in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Santos with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays, the long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. This is taken just shy of the 10. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jared Goff leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head over to the Pacific Northwest to check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Tyler Lockett, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Nelson Aguilar leading the way with 3.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Well, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Fields. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.